We have more to learn from animals than animals have to learn from us. In nature, there are many species of animals, like the blue whale, the parrot, or the giraffe. But today, I will talk about one in particular, and one that has stolen the heart of Mexico, the axolotl. Hi, my name is David Francisco, and today in the World Speech 2023, I want to talk to you about what an axolotl is, where does it live, and why it's endangered, because I'm worried about this species. The axolotl, or by its scientific name, Ambystoma mexicanum, it's an endangered Mexican species. It's a kind of amphibian related to the tiger salamander. The natives call it axolotl because it means water monster. Most of the axolots are black or mottled brown, but the people think that they are only pink and white. The black axolotl was the first that lived in Mexico's valley. And did you know that the black color allows them to hide from predators such as herons? If they were all pink, the predators would see them very easily, and with the fact that they are blind, they are an easy prey. Also, a very curious characteristic of this amazing animal is that they can regenerate their skin and heal themselves. That's why it was created a medicine called Aholotiux that originally it used parts of the axolotl. They live in Xochimilco River, but they used to live all over the Mexico City, but with the deforestation and the pollution, we destroy their habitats, and now they are limited to live in Xochimilco. This animal is very delicate, and if we take them out of their habitat, we are making a bad decision, and that's why there's a legal process if you want to have one, and people who already have one receive help from institutions like, for example, the Axolotl Museum in Mexico City. But we need to have good economic resources and time if we want to keep it alive, because the people think that by only having one at their houses they are helping the species, but this isn't true. You need to have knowledge about this, because having an axolotl, it's like to have a dog or even a child. This unique amphibian is in danger of extinction according to the Red List of the International Union for Conservation of Nature, due to habitat loss, overexploitation, pollution, and its consumption as food. That's in most of the cases the axolotl stays at the bottom of the lake. That's why the authorities try to keep the river clean and try to if they see someone throwing trash, they stop that person. I'll talk you about what is an axolotl, some characteristic of it, why it's endangered, and where does it live, and the legal process to have one. I invite you to stop polluting the rivers, and if you know someone that wants to have an axolotl, tell him about all the things that are necessary. Let's work together to keep alive this amazing and beautiful animal that represents our culture. And remember, saving an animal won't change the world, but it will change the world for that animal.
Have you ever wondered why is it important to preserve ancient traditions? Well, maybe not, but I have, and a lot of people still ask themselves why. I thought preserving ancient traditions was a foolishment until I researched and talked with my family about it. I will talk to you, good morning, my name is Jose Miguel, and I will talk to you about why it's important to preserve ancient traditions, who were the Aztecs, and some of their traditions. I'm from Villa Educativa in Saltillo, and I'm happy to be in World Speech Day 2023. I didn't understand it before, but now I tell you it allows cultures to continue or have a better understanding of everything passed down to us. It also gives them respect for their heritage. Perhaps most importantly, it provides a better comprehension of everything passed down to us. Many people don't know, but a lot of Mexican aspects actually come from the Aztecs. They were originally from the mythical land of Aztlan. It is located in the north part of the Mesoamerican area, which at this moment is known as northern Mexico. The Aztecs were people who, through military alliances with other groups, rapidly expanded and dominated the central and southern area of present-day Mexico. They were hunters of animals such as mammoths, woolly bisons, and megatherians. They knew how to make spearheads and other useful hunting tools. They were collectors of wild vegetables from the forests and hills, and they fished in lakes, beaches, and oceans. What is the origin of Mexican food? The origin of Mexican gastronomy goes back approximately 10,000 years, to the time when corn was adopted to become the crop that later became the food base of Mesoamerican cultures. Diversity is the essential characteristic of Mexican cuisine. Thanks to the Aztecs, we now have a very delicious variety of food, and the majority of it is very healthy, like mole, enchiladas, some empanadas, etc. Aztec architecture, which is very unique, had an innate sense of order and symmetry. The geometric designs and extensive lines were representations of religious dogmas and the power of a state. Nowadays, Aztec architecture is being forgotten, but you can still see symmetric buildings like government palace, some theaters, etc. The Aztecs also inherited us a lot of traditions. The most important ones are the sun calendar and the ball game. The sun calendar was a circle-formed stone with a sun drawn in the middle. There were Aztec drawings surrounding it. They were actually Aztec gods, and it was a cycle of 53 years. And the ball game is very similar to basketball. In conclusion, I invite you to continue celebrating the traditions that make you different from other cultures. I hope other people know this so traditions don't get lost, because traditions are very important to all of our country. Culture is the arts elevated to a set of beliefs. Thomas Wolfe.
I usually prefer to choose a shot of tequila with another shot of tequila. Hi, I'm Esteban from Villa Educativa de Saltillo, Mexico, and I'm happy to be in the World Speech Day 2023. In the world are too many drinks like water, soda or tequila. Today I'm going to talk about the last one. In the next minutes I'm going to talk you about what tequila is, what tequila made of, where is the origin of tequila, and why tequila is called that way. What tequila is? Tequila is a alcoholic drink of Mexico, and it is very recognized in the world and of course in Mexico. A fun fact is that a Mexican drank with tequila the pee in eternal flame in the World Cup of France 1998, and it was the first time that was turned off since it was turned on. Yes, I know, it's rare, but what we could expect from a Mexican. Mexicans are weird. What tequila made of? Tequila is of the blue agave plant, specifically of the heart of the agave, the piña. The piña is roasted above ground in an oven and then shredded into pulp. Then is mixed with water and yeast, and then after that process is fermented in large vats from 2 or 3 weeks. Then is processed from 2 or 3 times a week, and then is the final product, that is the tequila. Why tequila is called that way? Tequila is called that way because it came from the Nahuatl, tequilan, that means worker's place. With the conquest, the Spanish persons dropped the N and it was tequila, and nowadays we know as tequila. In 2006, the tequila is considered a heritage of humanity by the UNESCO. What is the origin of tequila? The tequila is of a small region of Mexico that nowadays is Jalisco. The tequila, it is very famous that stars of USA or Mexico have their own tequila. An example of this is Luisito Comunica with his tequila, the Gran Malo. I just told you about what tequila is, where is the origin of tequila, how tequila is made of, and why tequila is called that way. Therefore, I invite you to know our culture that we have in Mexico, and if you visit Mexico, have a shot of tequila. If you want to make some memories, add some tequila. It was too much or not quite enough. Jimmy Buffett.
Do you know that the tomato sauce that we put on pizza, many people think that comes from Italy, but it actually comes from Mexico. In fact, the tomato sauce appeared in Mexico hundreds of years ago before in Italy. Hello, World Speech Day. In the next few minutes, I will talk about Mexico in the past, Mexico in the present, what are the changes that have happened since that time, and the technological advances and some Mexican scientists that have contributed to the history. Basically, the changes. First, the past. In the past, we were considered a little bit primitive compared to other countries, because while the other countries have very powerful empires, mortal weapons like cannons, pistols, we just had spears and blades. But don't misunderstand me, because Mexico was a very powerful empire since that time. And now the religion. We use it to pray a lot of gods. We had a lot of gods. We had a god for everything, and tried to find a mystical explanation to everything that happens. If someone get drunk, it's because the god of the beer appeared into him and make him drink a lot. And the alimentation was based on birds like turkeys and some other some smaller birds, and they also eat beans and later pumpkin. That was the way how we lived until the Spanish people colonized us and make us change a lot of our culture, but they didn't snatch us all our culture, because we still have. And by now in regard to the religion, we just had one God now. We just had the main religion, that is the Catholicism, and is the religion that the Spanish people instilled in us when they colonized us. And the alimentation by now is based on some food of our country, but is some food that the Spanish people instill in us, like corn, rice, or chili. But it is still food of Mexico, like
One that I like a lot is the pozole that comes from Mexico. And remember that I told you that Mexico was considered a primitive country. That may be a little true, but we have advanced a lot since that time, because we have invented cars, smartphones, computers, androids, and some other things that have innovated a lot in the world of technology. And they have been also scientists that have contributed a lot and innovate a lot with his invents. Like one example is Guillermo González Camarena, that invented color television, or Ernesto Miramontes, that invented the main component of the main contraceptive pills. In these minutes, I told you about Mexico in the past, Mexico in the present, the technological advances, and some other Mexican scientists. I chose this topic to you to know the past and how have we changed since all that time, and the technological advances, and some Mexican scientists also, to you to make proud of your country. In Mexico is not explained. Mexico is filled with discouragement, with fury, and with passion. Thank you for your attention.
Are we happy to suppose that our grandchild may never be able to see an elephant except in a picture book? David Attenborough. In the world, there are many animals. Some are reptiles, amphibians, or mammals, and they may come from France, Brazil, or Mexico. But this animal is very special. Fun fact, this animal is so large that it allows it to lose heat very slowly in an effect called geiantothermy. Do you know which animal am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the leatherback sea turtle, a very special animal that you may find in Mexico, especially in Quintana Roo. Hello, my name is Daniel, and I'm from Villa Educativa de Saltillo, in Mexico, and I'm happy to be in World Speech Day. Today, I'm going to talk to you about these animal characteristics, where you can find them, and how to prevent them from becoming extinct, as they are in danger from extinction. You may not have seen it, but you may want to, as this is the world's largest living sea turtle. Its body is fusiform and flattened, its large shell is smooth, and the head is relatively small. The curious thing is that the shell of this type of turtle is not as strong as the others. It can easily be differentiated from other modern sea turtles by its lack of a bony shell. Instead, its carapace is covered by oily flesh and flexible leather-like skin, by which it is named. Something that also stands out from its different shell is that because of its shape, the leatherback cannot retract its fins, and head and tail only minimally. It is dark, almost black. The edges of its fins may be whitish and have a whitish mottling throughout the body. Its head and jaw are mottled white, sometimes with slightly pinkish tones. The female has a characteristic pink dot on the front of the head. These animals enjoy warm waters and beaches. Let's start the description of Akumal Bay. This beautiful beach is so well known for its population of sea turtles that many people call it already Turtle Bay. It's one thing to read about these beautiful creatures, but seeing them in the flesh and interacting with them is certainly something you won't forget. The best thing is that this is an ideal activity to do with children or older adults, as the crystal clear waters
and shallow waters of Akimol makes snorkeling here a simple and enjoyable experience. Akimol is a small town between Playa del Carmen and Tulum, in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, in the heart of Riviera Maya, 37 kilometers from Playa del Carmen and 90 minutes south of Cancun. Akimol in the Mayan language means land of turtles, and is still one of the favorite places for these marine animals to spawn. What makes Akimol fascinating and charming for tourists is its spectacular bay and the crystal clear waters with underground rivers. In conclusion, I invite you to use these methods to prevent these animals from becoming extinct and try to visit them in the ocean. It's not whether animals will survive, it's whether man has the will to save them. Anthony D.
In Mexico, there are different colors of tortilla. You can find red, yellow, white, or blue tortilla. Hi, my name is Beatriz Adriana Maldonado Martinez, and I'm happy to be here in the World Speech Day. I'm from Villa Educativa de Saltillo, and today I will be talking about the blue tortilla. Most of people didn't know about the blue tortilla, but it is more healthier to eat 2 tortillas than 1 piece of bread. In a few minutes, I will be talking about what are the blue tortillas, what makes them blue, where can you find, where are they consumed, where are they produced, and another things. What are the blue tortillas? The blue tortillas are a type of tortilla prepared with a type of corn that once cooked has a color between blue and purple. What makes them blue? The anthocyanin is a natural pigment of the blue tortilla. They function as antioxidants. Where are they consumed? The blue tortilla is very popular in many states of Mexico, mostly in Tlaxcala, Chiapas, Puebla, and Tabasco. Where can you get them? There are many brands in the market that sell this type of flour. Unfortunately, we can also find outside of Mexico. Where are they produced? The corn that is used to make the blue tortilla is produced in many states of Mexico. Therefore, I invite you to try the blue tortilla because it is healthier than other foods and which most people like. May your medicine be your food and food your medicine. Hippocrates.
People without knowledge or their past, their origin, and their culture are like a tree without roots. Marcus Garvey. In Mexico, there are many things you can do, like going to a museum, buy crafts, and know different places. But I am going to talk about one of the most famous food of Mexico, tacos. Hello, my name is Kylie Isaacs Puente, and I am from Villa Educativa de Saltillo. And in the next few minutes, I am going to talk about what tacos are, some types of tacos, and where you can find them. The taco is a very popular preparation in Mexico that consists of a tortilla. Usually is made of corn, which is commonly rolled to contain various ingredients and some types of sauce and vegetables inside. It is the most representative food of Mexico. The tortilla is thin and round preparation made of corn, doubled between 12 and 25 centimeters in diameter. There are many types of tortilla, such corn, flour, and wheat. The gastronomy of Latin America is expanding more and more throughout all the countries. The techniques and seasons from the other side of the pond are liked by most of the public. In fact, it is not uncommon to find at least 1 or 2 restaurants in your city that offer this type of food. Especially Mexican food has gone around the world for dozens of years. The most famous tacos are tacos al pastor. They are one of the most famous food. The preparation of the meat in some places is very similar to the kebab. Since this recipe was born with the arrival of the Lebanese in Mexico City. Tacos de canasta. They are another of the most recognized dish. They start from the presence of the pork, rinds, and beans. It is based on a stew which can vary inside of a pancake. Tacos de cochinita pibil. They are another of the most famous dish in Mexico. They are very delicious. The main ingredients are achiote and pork. It is prepared by wrapping it in peels of the plantain. Tacos de nopal. They are another of the most famous. The main ingredient is the nopal. It is a cactus native of Mexico, which is united in the kitchen for its flavor. Taco de carnitas. They are another of the most famous. The name of this honored pork fried lard. In Mexico, we call it carnitas. And I came to talk about this topic because I want you to try this delicious food. A taco a day is the key of the happiness. Excuse me, I am hungry.